Hello, you guys. How have you all been? How has your 2026 been so far? I wanted to share with you all of the must read books that I have for 2026. I have some books that I have been waiting to read like crazy. Have them with me right now. So we'll just go through the books that I'm definitely reading this year. Starting off with Chain of Thoughts by Cassandra Clare. So, this is the third and final book in the trilogy of Chain of Iron. And I read the first two books, Chain of Iron and Chain of Gold, maybe I think a year back, but I never got to reading the last and final book. And it's possibly because I kind of feel withdrawn if I don't have a Shadowhunter book with me. And if you've not seen my videos before, I'm a huge Shadowhunter fan. And so I felt like if I finish reading this, then I won't have any backup Shadowhunter book. And so I didn't feel like reading this at all. But this year, Cassandra Clare is, I think she's releasing not one, not two, but three books in the Shadowhunter world. One is The Wicked Powers, which is the start of the final trilogy from Shadowhunters, which I'm so excited about. And so that is coming out this year. And then there are two other short novellas also, excerpts from the Shadowhunter world that's coming. And so what best time than to pick up Chain of Thorns? I can now finally finish this satisfied, and then I can move on to Wicked Powers when it comes out later this year. So I'm excited to start book 3 and finish this trilogy this year. Next book I'm definitely reading this year is Alchemist. I got this immediately after it got released, thinking in my mind that I'm going to start reading this right away. I mean, look at how chunky this book is. This is supposed to be like dark fantasy, like super dark fantasy, and it has got tragic and I don't know, a lot of elements in this book that I am so excited to read about. And this book was all over social media as well. It's a super viral book. And I feel like it might live up to its hype because I know a lot of people actually enjoyed this book. And they have had crazy withdrawal effects after reading this book. So I can't wait to read this. I have this in my TBR for this year. Just look how chunky it is. It's about like, how many pages is this? It's about like 1,000 pages in, and it's so beautiful, the sprayed edges, isn't it? And it just looks so creepy and haunting. I don't know. I'm so excited to start this, but I think on this book I'm going to take it slow because it's supposed to be really heavy on the dark fantasy elements, and so I think it's going to get me a while to finish this book. Next book, on the lighter side, I'm going to read Pages & Co. And this is the second book in the Pages & Co. series. The first one was Tilly and the Book Wanderers, and this one is Tilly and the Lost Fairy Tales. If you've not seen my review video for Tilly and the Book Wanderers, you must. I'll find it out and I will link it somewhere in this video. But it was one of my best reads of the year that I read it, I think maybe 2 years back, and I haven't really got around to the second one. I just immediately purchased the second one, but I never got around to it because in my mind I feel this book will be amazing during the end of the year, like November-ish, December-ish, because the book that I read, Tilly and the Book Wanderers, it is so it's got like winter elements to it, Christmassy, and it has a lot of beautiful book characters that are from books which are also based in the winter season. So, I mean, and I happened to read it sometime in November or December, and I immediately fell in love like crazy. If you've not read this series, you should. I don't know about the rest of the books. I read the first book and it was amazing, so I'm thinking this would be good as well. And it's about this little girl Tilly who can basically go inside books, come out of books, and she can also talk to characters who come out of the books. So we had like people like Anne from Anne of Green Gables or Alice from Alice in Wonderland who actually stepped out of the book and started being friends with Tilly in the first book. And I loved it because I love Anne of Green Gables. It's one of my favorite classics. And I love Alice as well from Alice in Wonderland. So I don't know, I think everything about that book I just loved. This one says Tilly and the Lost Fairy Tales. considering the fact that I'm also a huge fairy tale fan, I think I will love this book. So, this is another book I'm definitely reading this year. Next book I have to get around finish reading is Project Hail Mary, and this is by Andy Weir. This is a science fiction book, and Project Hail Mary is coming out as a movie later this year starring Ryan Gosling. So I want to read this before I end up watching the movie. I've actually made a start. I've read like so much of the book, and it's okay so far, but I've heard really good things about the book. Apparently, it's one of Andy Weir's best books. I read another book of his earlier this year, and it's the same author of The Martian. So if you've seen the movie The Martian, then you know what kind of books he writes. And I heard that this is supposed to be even better than Martian, so I wanted to read it before the movie comes out. So I've already made a start on it, which is a good thing, but I will let you know what I think about it once I'm done. Another book that I'm crazy rooting for is Quicksilver. And yes, I'm gushing the moment I talk about it because oh my god, this book is it's really making me gush. I already started reading this book. I'm like 100 pages in, but it's been so good so far. I'm definitely going to have a review video once I'm done with this book because it's just, I don't know why I'm smiling so much every time I talk about it, but I think everybody would have the same reaction, whoever has read this book. I mean, look at death. That's supposed to be death. And this is again a fantasy book, and it's got, like I said, death, and then it's got fairies, and it's got a lot of elements to it, very similar to Akotar, but obviously Akotar is a little bit more for a younger audience. This is like super heavy and it's totally adult fantasy. So I'm excited about finishing this book, and also book 2 of this has come out, which is Brimstone, and I thought if I finish this I can pick that up, but then before Brimstone I have Alchemized to do, so I don't know if I'll get to Brimstone later this year, depending upon when I finish this book. This is also a pretty chunky book, so I really want to go into Alchemized only after I'm done with Quicksilver. But if you've read Quicksilver already, let me know in the comments below what you think about it. Next book that I'm super excited about, also I've given a head start on, is The Creeping Shadow by Jonathan Stroud, and this is part of the Lockwood and Co series. This is book number 4. There are totally 5 books in this series, and you guys, I have been loving this series so far. This is the 4th book, and every book that I've read so far has topped the previous one somehow, and I always feel like the second book is a little bit of a letdown when you read the first one, or the third one is like okay-ish compared to the second one. But in this series, the second one is better than the first one, the third one is better than the first 2. I don't know how Jonathan Stroud is doing it, but it's an amazing series, and I've also just started this, I think about 100 pages in, but it's amazing so far, and I can't wait to keep reading this. I like to take my time with Lockwood and Co because it's just so beautifully written, and the humor is so on the face sometimes and very subtle sometimes. The writing is just impeccable in the series, and the plot is also brilliant. If you do not know what the series is about, I'll definitely do a review video of the entire series once I'm done with the series. There's another book that I have to finish, book number 5, which is The Empty Grave. Now basically what this series is about is this girl Lucy, who is a ghost hunter, in the sense that she joins this group of investigators, which are 2 other guys, and the 3 of them are part of a company which specializes in ghost hunting. Now this is actually set in a dystopian world, wherein in the future apparently the world is run over by ghosts, and then you have these hauntings that take place. So these there are different agents that are across different huge organizations, and they're like a small time company with just the 3 of them, and so they get called upon to go and investigate a haunting at a place and drive the ghost out. That is basically what they do. But the story is so well written, the plot is amazing, and the character developments are also great. I love all of the characters in this book, and Lucy is such a nice protagonists. I mean, I've read some books with female protagonists or lead female protagonists who are not that appealing, or I don't really feel connected to them sometimes, or sometimes it's just annoying, or sometimes they end up being damsels in distress. I don't know, but Lucy is not like that. She's a very strong, fun at the same time protagonist, and then she's very intelligent as well. So I really am enjoying the series. So I'm going to finish that book, at least book 4 this year. Next book I'm super excited about is Better in Black, and this is also by Cassandra Clare. This book recently came out and I picked it up immediately. This is a collection of stories or romance stories about characters from the Shadowhunter series. So I think there are like 10 stories, each focusing on a couple, and I'm almost done with the book. I've got only like I think 2 chapters left, and so far it's good. I mean, I went in with like super high expectations because I have read the Magnus Bane short collection of stories, which is called the Bane Chronicles, also based on the character from the Shadowhunter series, and I loved that short story collection. It was brilliant. And I've got another book called Ghost of the Shadow Market, which is also actually pretty good. I loved all the short stories in it as well. This one was okay-ish. I mean, I loved some. I had like okay-ish relationship with some. I don't know. It was good, but not like book worthy good. I mean, some short stories I just felt like were just happenings that took place, and it just didn't feel very interesting, but I still read it because I like to know everything that's happening with the shadow hunters. I think that's a fetish of mine. So that book I'm almost going to be done, and that was definitely in my 2026 list. And the last book that I have got is a series of unfortunate events, and this is the end, which is book number 13, which is the last book in the series. And I have read all of the books except this. I don't know why I didn't finish the series. I've just got this book left, and so this year I've decided I'm going to complete it. So this is I don't know if you've heard about this book, but this is supposed to be targeted to middle grade, but it's perfectly fine. Adults can get it. It's a great book, and it's also very, very differently written. So it's not like your usual middle grade books or usual books in itself. It's very, very somber and sad, and at the same time a lot of fun. This is about 3 kids. They lose their parents in a fire supposedly, and then they get sent to their uncle by the bank, and their uncle is after their money because they're super rich. But there's like so many things happening in the back end, and we follow them through all of the chronicles and unfortunate events that take place in their lives. And that is what these books are about. This brilliant series, and hopefully I'll finish it this year. This also, I know I said that was the end, but there's also like another book which I just wanted to call out, and that's Asterix and Lusitania. And that is the new Asterix book that is coming out this year. I think it's already come out, but the paperback hasn't come out yet. But being a huge Asterix fan, I really want to read that book as soon as it's out. So that completes my collection. So there you go. Those are all the books that I'm gonna read in 2026 for sure this year. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I will see you in another video. Bye.